Monsters. Fucking monsters.
You can't erase memories forever. It would be like erasing time itself. Memories and time go hand in hand. The consequences would be even more devastating than Alzheimer's disease. There would be no separation between pre- and post-trauma. The memories would wander autonomously in search for answers, for a common ground. Fractured by spells of amnesia, hallucinations, and emotional swings, two opposing perceptions would coexist, overlapping and threatening one another, to the detriment of the one truth, now shattered, the so-called porcelain memory.
And are you really suggesting that all this time, these people kept these experiments synthesizing this parasite? The moths that were carried out on the nuns at the plantation a secret, making them intentionally ill as if they were lab rats? Just for this drug?
The phenoxyl, the farm, the moths, the hypnosis, and all those deep and dark family secrets. Family secrets are very dangerous. The most dangerous of any kind. The only way to survive was burying them so far down inside ourselves, and to move on. Richard Felton, Oriana Gallo, Professor Wyman. The Ashman sons, Stefano and Gloria Ashman, they all made a choice. And so did I.
So you chose to forget.
For 49 years. I left a part of me behind at that time. I did everything they asked of me. Forget. But one day, that missing puzzle piece resurfaced. Like dirt stuck beneath your fingernails. It is there, and always has been. Sometimes it is a song, a lullaby, or a certain item. But for me, that missing puzzle piece was a special person. A lonely one, just like me.
Still no news regarding last night's massacre at the peaceful residence of Cervoscuro, where the body of Richard Felton, a well-known notary, was found burnt in his own home. The man who was legally registered as Jennifer Richard Dean Felton and was found completely drenched in kerosene. The body of 38-year-old Gloria Ashman was also found at the scene. She was his personal assistant and a former nun of the Cristo Morente convent. Her body was found mutilated after she was reported thrown out a courtyard-facing window, apparently following a heated argument. The neighbors claim to have spotted a distinctive woman lurking around the area, having parked a white van nearby.
Missing. February 8th, 1971. Celeste Felton, 13 years old. Beloved adopted daughter of Richard Felton and Ariana Gallo. You ran away from home, isn't that so? Why did you end up in this godforsaken place? Assigned by Flemington Institute to the Foster Home and Work Project at the Ashman Inn, 1973. Jennifer, just over 2 years older. Unknown parents. It's you, isn't it, Celeste Felton?
Miss, Mr. Ashman is waiting for you. Did you say Reed? Are you a relative?
More like an old family friend.
Please come in, Miss Reed. Come in. Don't be afraid. I don't bite. What is Reed? A pun?
Good evening, Mr. Ashman.
You've certainly come a long way. You have gone from simple larceny and battery all the way to homicide and arson. Are you here to broaden your resume?
Do you remember me?
I'll never forget a face. Maybe because I don't have one anymore. I know exactly why you're here. The same exact reason why that son of a bitch Felton ended up like cooked meat. Whatever happened to Celeste Felton?
I have here a dossier dating to November 1973. From the Flemington Girls Institute granting custody of 15-year-old girl Jennifer and certifying that she is to be a housekeeper at this hotel. Celeste Felton and the girl in the photo are the same person, aren't they?
How did you get a hold of that document?
Breaking an entry, an unlawful appropriation.
You certainly are full of surprises, Miss Reed. That girl was simply an orphan, a homeless nobody. And so I decided to take custody of her.
And she just so happened to be the adoptive daughter of your former hated business partner Felton and his wife by pure coincidence? I don't buy it. So, you're saying that besides synthesizing pharmaceutical drugs and spreading diseases, Mr. Felton, Professor Wyman, and yourself were all dedicated to helping homeless minors?
It was never about synthesizing a disease, because the disease never existed. The disease was, in fact, the drug itself, phenoxyl.
That's news to me. Dr. Felton claimed to have contracted the disease during his stay in Egypt back in 1958.
And that just happens to be the year that Felton upped his doses, stuffing himself with phenoxyl.
And only then he married Ariana Gallo and adopted Celeste. He was being pressured by his father.
A perfect way to stop all the horrible rumors about him was to portray him in a perfect family scenario.
The fact that he tricked everyone into thinking that he was a man?
He convinced himself of it too. Jennifer Richardine Felton. He managed to make most people believe it. He was constantly traveling. Turkey, Iraq, Egypt. The mind has a fascinating mechanism. When it detects the necessity to adopt a defense strategy, it is capable of anything. In this way, as opposed to accepting the truth, he had convinced himself that he had contracted the disease elsewhere. The phenoxyl took care of everything else. Hell, he could have convinced himself of being infected by aliens if he wanted to.
And the moths?
The Acherontia, the most fascinating creature on the planet. So graceful, pure, and original. It can move swiftly and freely in the sky above, multiplying